What do you do with this roster?
I mean, I don't think you have a choice but to keep Kawhi and Paul George. I still stand firm in you win in this league with superstars, and when those guys are healthy, they play at a superstar level, specifically Kawhi Leonard. I mean, we saw it this year against Kevin Durant. He was pretty much outplaying KD in those first two games, on both ends of the court. Unfortunately, he ends up getting hurt. And then I'll be the, a 1 millionth person to bring this up, but they're opening a new arena in a couple of years. And you're not going to open that thing with posters of Terrence Mann and like Zubats on the outside. You need some notable faces on the outside of that brand new arena. So Paul George and Kawhi are going to be in LA. Now we'll see, because they're going to be potentially free agents after next year. So maybe they decide to dip before the new arena gets opened up. But I think you got to try to keep this thing together. I would say, though, that at what point I'm not even going to put this on the Clippers, because you can tell by the end of the season how just exasperated with the whole situation Ty Lue was. But at what point does Kawhi Leonard look in the mirror and say, all right, I got to stop doing this secretive thing. I got to stop being uncommunicative with the front office and with the team, where it's just like a big secret about whatever's going on with Kawhi every single time. We have no idea if he's showing up, if he's not showing up. At what point does that just get old for everybody, just because it was cool when you were the guy carrying Toronto to a championship and you were moving that way. But when you're the dude who can't show up at the end of the season multiple years in a row, you got to have some level of accountability at just the way you're moving. And right now, it just doesn't seem like that exists for Kawhi.
They also need to figure out their point guard situation, because
they got Russ.
Yeah, problem solved.
Sure, but Russ may want to leave for more money.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they don't have his bird rights. And quite frankly, I don't trust that Russ would be a good fit in that situation when they have everybody available. Like he was allowed to cook in the playoffs in a different role than he would play if they had everyone there, and if they had the team that would actually have a chance to compete in the playoffs. They're snake bitten. I don't trust that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard will ever be healthy together at the same time throughout a playoffs. But I would love to see that team with like just a point guard to organize things. Like, I'm not saying,
but they're John Wall.
I'm not saying Mike Conley will be available to them, but a Mike Conley type, someone to just run the offense, be mature out there, be poised, like just bring everything together, because that team misses that a lot. They have a lot of wings, a lot of
got Bones Hyman.
Yeah, sure.
Go get Reggie Jackson again.
John Wall.
Yeah.
But like, I would also like some youth, some athleticism. Marcus Morris is getting older.
He's got to go, man.
Like Nick Batum getting older. Like
Nick Batum's still good though.
Nick Batum is still good, but like
Covington's a corpse. Covington is
it's probably time for some dudes that are lesser names but are trying to make their name. And more playing time for Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann is really good.
Yeah, he's a nice find, and he keeps getting hurt on minutes to play other dudes. Like I think, I get the idea of bringing in veterans. You had Marcus Morris already. You had Nick Batum. You bring in Eric Gordon. Like I get that idea, but at a certain point, you need that energy, right? You need that adrenaline that someone like Terrence Mann can inject into it. And I think you run it back next year, because I think you have to. But Will, after that, you can only be paper champs for so long before you got to do it on the court.
Yeah, and again, these guys have 1 year left on their deals before they have a player option, which they'll probably opt out. Yeah. And then you're staring down maybe another max deal for these guys.
You have to, because they're going to say, "What, you're going to go open the new arena with Zubats? No, exactly. You're going to open it with us. Give us the max deal." So you're just going to have
to dig yourself a deeper hole with this duo. Hope it works out. Like I said, T. Lue looks like he's already tired of it. Yeah, so who knows how long he's going to stick around with this situation. Yeah, you're nearing the point where you're done giving up picks to OKC, but I'm sure they're going to sell more picks to try to fill out the rest of this roster. So yeah, they're in a bad spot, and I don't know what you really can do to fix it other than just hope for the best, man, and just say, "Hey, Kawhi, we'll talk to you in 4 months, hopefully, and see if you're healthy or not."
Yeah. Yeah, the best strategy being hope for the best is never usually that good for success.
Talk to you at some point.
We'll hopefully talk to our star player in 4 months.